Hello, guys. Chapter 27. Let's get started. Isaac blesses Jacob. Isaac was now old and had become blind. He sent for his older son Esau and said to him, "Son." "Yes," he answered. Isaac said, "You see that I am old and may die soon. Take your bow and arrows, go out into the country, and kill an animal for me. Cook me some of that tasty food that I like, and bring it to me. After I have eaten it, I will give you my final blessing before I die." While Isaac was talking to Esau, Rebekah was listening. So when Esau went out to hunt, she said to Jacob, "I have just heard your father say to Esau, 'Bring me an animal and cook it for me. After I have eaten it, I will give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die.' Now, son," Rebekah continued, "listen to me and do what I say. Go to the flock and pick out 2 fat young goats, so that I can cook them and make some of that food your father likes so much. You can take it to him to eat, and he will give you his blessing before he dies." But Jacob said to his mother, "You know that Esau is a hairy man, but I have smooth skin. Perhaps my father will touch me and find out that I am deceiving him. In this way, I will bring a curse on myself instead of a blessing." His mother answered, "Let any curse against you fall on me, my son. Just do as I say, and go and get the goats for me." So he went to get them and brought them to her, and she cooked the kind of food that his father liked. Then she took Esau's best clothes, which she kept in the house, and put them on Jacob. She put the skins of the goats on his arms and on the hairless part of his neck. She handed him the tasty food along with the bread she had baked. Then Jacob went to his father and said, "Father." "Yes," he answered. "Which of my sons are you?" Jacob answered, "I am your older son Esau. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of the meat that I have brought you, so that you can give me your blessing." Isaac said, "How did you find it so quickly, son?" Jacob answered, The Lord your God helped me find it." Isaac said to Jacob, "Please, come closer so that I can touch you." "Are you really Esau?" Jacob moved closer to his father, who fell to him and said, "Your voice sounds like Jacob's voice, but your arms feel like Esau's arms." He did not recognize Jacob because his arms were hairy like Esau's. He was about to give him his blessing, but asked again, "Are you really Esau?" "I am," he answered. Isaac said, "Bring me some of the meat. After I eat it, I will give you my blessing." Jacob brought it to him, and he also brought him some wine to drink. Then his father said to him, "Come closer and kiss me, son." As he came up to kiss him, Isaac smelled his clothes, so he gave him his blessing. He said, "The pleasant smell of my son is like the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed. May God give you dew from heaven and make your fields fertile. May he give you plenty of grain and wine. May nations be your servants, and may peoples bow down before you. May you rule over all your relatives, and may your mother's descendants bow down before you. May those who curse you be cursed, and may those who bless you be blessed. Esau begs for Isaac's blessing. Isaac finished giving his blessing, and as soon as Jacob left, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He also cooked some tasty food and took it to his father. He said, "Please, father, sit up and eat some of the meat that I have brought you, so that you can give me your blessing." "Who are you?" Isaac asked. "Your old son Esau," he answered. Isaac began to tremble and shake all over, and he asked, "Who was it then who killed an animal and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came. I gave him my final blessing, and so it is his forever." When Esau heard this, he cried out loudly and bitterly said, "Give me your blessing also, father." Isaac answered, "Your brother came and deceived me. He has taken away your blessing." Esau said, "This is the second time that he has cheated me. No wonder his name is Jacob. He took my rights as the firstborn son, and now he has taken away my blessing. Haven't you saved a blessing for me?" Isaac answered, "I have already made him master over you, and I have made all his relatives his slaves. I have given him grain and wine. Now there is nothing that I can do for you, son." Esau continued to plead with his father. "Do you have only one blessing, father? Bless me too, father." He began to cry. Then Isaac said to him, "No dew from heaven for you, no fertile fields for you. You will live by your sword, but be your brother's slave. Yet when you rebel, you will break away from his control." Esau hated Jacob because his father had given Jacob the blessing. He thought, "The time to mourn my father's death is near. Then I will kill Jacob." But when Rebekah heard about Esau's plan, she sent for 42 again. But when Rebekah heard about Esau's plan, he sent for Jacob and said, Listen, your brother Esau is planning to get even with you and kill you. Now, son, do what I say. Go at once to my brother Laban in Haran and stay with him for a while, until your brother's anger cools down and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send someone to bring you back. Why should I lose both of my sons on the same day?" Isaac sends Jacob to Laban. Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am sick and tired of Esau's foreign wives. If Jacob also marries one of these Hittites, I might as well die." Okay, this chapter is very heavy. First of all, I would like to mention something about verse 27, when Isaac starts blessing Jacob, thinking that he was Esau. But he says, "The pleasant smell of my son is like the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed." The 28th. "May God give you dew from heaven and make your fields fertile. May he give you plenty of grain and wine." Fertility, according to their culture, was a specific manifestation of the divine blessing. So the more person had fertile soil, the more the woman had children, so fertility inside her. That meant the more they were blessed by God. So divine blessing was manifested through fertility. Another thing I would like to talk about is the verse 36. For a long time, I read this chapter many times, repeatedly, and I always had that idea that Jacob did something very unfair to his brother. To our eyes, it is really unfair. He's stealing a blessing that was not his. He pretended, he lied, he did many things wrong to get that blessing that was not his. But I would like to bring to your attention something that may make we think differently. Listen, in verse 36, Esau said, "This is the second time that he has cheated me. No wonder his name is Jacob. He took my rights as the firstborn son, and now he has taken away my blessing." Do you remember that there was a situation in which Esau went out, left his house to hunt, and he came back very hungry, like starving and exhausted. Jacob was cooking something for him, and Esau asked him that food. In that moment, I don't know if playing, I don't know if with the evil intention or any other. We don't know, we will never know the heart's intention of Jacob. But he said, "I give you food if you sell me your firstborn right." And Esau sold it to him. In this situation, what I understand is that Esau gave him the legality to steal his blessing. I don't know if I am making myself clear, but I mean, when we have something that is ours, when God promises something for us, and we have a talent, we have a gift, and we don't attribute it to it the real importance, the real value it has, it means that we are despising it, that we are not giving proper importance. And when we don't value something that God gives us, we may lose it. We may not have it anymore eventually. And we ourselves gave that legality to lose that. And also, besides that, I want to come back to this argument, but also when Rebecca was pregnant, there was a situation in which the two twins were fighting inside her, and she started inquiring God, why is it happening? And God told her, it was in chapter, let me see, it was in chapter 25, verse 23. Sarah said, "Why should something like that happen to me?" So she went to ask the Lord for an answer. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are within you. You will give birth to two rival peoples. One will be stronger than the other. The older will serve the younger. So that's that situation was kind of predicted. God really chose Jacob because he had a different attitude regarding him, regarding God. And Esau had an attitude that was not. I don't think God likes when we despise what He gives us. You understand what I mean? There is also in the New Testament a a parable of the talents, in which Jesus says we should make our talents multiply. So I understand from it that when God gives us something, we should never despise it. We should never unvalue or little value it. We should make it prosper, make it bigger, multiply, and use it to bless others. As Esau gave up his firstborn son blessing rights, and he sold this right, he showed he was not so into it. Understand? And for those two reasons, I think that this whole situation happened. God allowed this whole situation to happen. First, because it was predicted. Jacob was God's chosen since the pregnancy, and Esau, and because Esau was giving shoulders to this firstborn son right he had. So from this I understand that we should value what we have, use it, make it multiply, and that's it. I think that's it. What did you think of this chapter? For a long period I was kind of angry with this chapter. I will confess that. Let me know what you think.